Yes, we are live. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes, we came here early because a lot of mothers are in other side of the world and it's a little bit late in other parts of the world, in Asia, in Australia. Good evening to all of you and good morning to our friends who are in the US and in Canada right now, and good afternoon here in UK. My name is Jade Luck, if you do not know me yet. And I live here in Kent, England, which is like 40 minutes from London. And I am a mother, and I am also a digital entrepreneur. I am a mother to AJ, which is 2 years old and 8 months. And I am an entrepreneur. I help people start their own online business from scratch. So, to all the mothers who are here who are looking for a side hustle, that are just at home and you really want to earn money, just ping me a message and I will walk you through on how to earn money, even just 2 hours in your day. Anyway, today is a very, very exciting day. Why I'm excited? Because yeah, it's really essential and necessity, a very relevant kind of topic to all the mothers who are struggling in our daily schedule, in our daily routine, and in our life as a whole, as a mother in running our home. And our guest today is very special because she is from the USA and she is a life coach, a professional tutor, and she will tell you more about her. Please, ladies, moms, friends, help me welcome our guest for today. Hi, Tami.
Hello. It's so good to be here.
We're so glad you are here because you could lead us, you could give us insights, you could help us in so many ways. Tell us
Yes.
yourself.
Oh,
Tell us.
I'm a mother of two grown boys, and now I have two cats and three dogs. So I'm a fur baby mom. I also have a new granddaughter who is about 10 months old. And I am a professional organizer. I've been a professional organizer for about 10 years. And that means I help people organize their homes, their spaces, their businesses. And since being a life coach, I've really found a connection between a cluttered mind and a cluttered home. So now I've started helping people declutter their mind, their day, and their space.
I agree with that. When your mind is cluttered, your environment will be cluttered, or your environment is cluttered, your mind will be cluttered as well. They're like inseparable, right?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
just for me. So you are wearing so many crowns, and we are so excited to listen to your advices.
I could talk about organizing forever, but I do work with a lot of moms, and I also used to watch children in my home besides raising my own. So I have a lot of tricks and tips that I hope will help everyone.
Wow. Okay, so why? Let's start from the very beginning to
Yeah.
understand really this topic. Why people are disorganized?
Well, I think there are several reasons, and it's different for everyone. But one of the main reasons is just it's too overwhelming. We look at our space and we don't even know where to begin. And so we get overwhelmed, frustrated, confused, and then it's difficult to make decisions because we can't really see everything we have. So we don't know if we want to keep it or not. Sometimes we also get anxiety if things aren't perfect, so we don't even try at all, and we have a hard time focusing. Sometimes it's the other people in our family that make it a little bit difficult to stay organized. So there's a lot of different reasons. Also, our beliefs can affect us with a cluttered mind and a cluttered space. So there's a lot that kind of goes involved in that. But being organized has so many benefits. You can save time, you can save money, and that's what I'm really all about, is helping moms spend more time doing the things they love, which is usually cuddling with their littles and doing things like that. So
Yeah, yeah, I think you are very, very right there. So, moms, if you are watching us right now, please let us know where are you from, what aspect in your daily life you are struggling with, and if you have questions, let us know. If you will be watching on replay later, let us know as well, and so we will get back to you sooner or
yes,
later.
yeah.
Okay. What makes people not organized? I think we've answered that a little bit earlier. Let us then know when to organize because so many mothers they said, we have to organize when we wake up, or we
Oh
have
yeah.
we have to start later when the baby is asleep already, or in the afternoon, or in the evening when it is quieter. So when is the perfect time to organize?
I think that's very much up to the individual. One thing I would say is if you feel like you can organize on your own, and I work with a lot of clients virtually to help them do that, you can always hire a professional organizer in your area, which will really help. I think if you spend time organizing one thing or one area, you will get motivated to then continue with other areas. And the thing about it is, if you spend, this block of time, maybe a weekend or something, organizing your space, then you can maintain it. So that time you put in pays off down the road, and you don't have to do it all at once. So if you do it, one space at a time, then set up a system to maintain it, that's going to pay off. And so then after that, you just organize kind of constantly, but it only takes you several minutes to do it instead of hours.
How about if they have bigger house and lots of rooms?
I'm sorry?
If they have bigger house and lots of rooms, so if they need one day to organize and then the rest of the days will just maintain, right?
Well, it depends. So you may or may not get your house done on one day. So I say if you're totally new to organizing, take a closet. So just one closet so you can kind of get a feel for it. And I will tell you how to organize anything. And the way you do that is you take your space, let's say it's your closet, and it could be your toy room, your bedroom, your kitchen, but you take everything out. So I will literally take everything out of my clients' homes. And once you do that, you need to just sort and purge. So for every item, depending on what's in your closet, if it's a coat closet, you pick up a pair of gloves and you decide, do you want them? Do you need them? Do you wear them? And then you put it in a keep pile. And if you don't wear them, you can donate them. Or if they're not even, you can recycle them or trash them. So you do that with every single item, and you don't sort after that. The only thing you're doing is keep, donate, trash, or recycle. That's it. So then you take that recycle or trash out, and then you're left with everything you're keeping. And so then you'll set up categories. So you might have winter gear, summer gear, coats, jackets. You might have members, different members of family, shoes and boots. And then you might find some things that go somewhere else in the house, and you just put those in another bin so that you can take those and put them away later. Otherwise, you'll get distracted. But don't buy any organizing containers unless it's something you already have or love, because you're not quite sure what size you need. So you might think you need this big bin for winter gear, but then you find out you really don't have that much. So after you find out how much you need, then I usually find containers that are only in my client's home, or then you can purchase things to store them in. So your end goal is everything has a home. Everything has a home, even if it's a temporary home.
Yeah, you're very right. Most of the people, especially moms, we just buy lots of boxes for toys, for
Oh,
toys,
yes.
toys.
Okay, so I have a great suggestion for toys. So, like I said, I used to watch children in my home, which I absolutely loved. I love little kids. But I found that the more toys I had out for them, the less happy they were, they were just overwhelmed and it was harder to clean up. So I do toy rotation. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah, yeah.
So toy rotation is you have a bin, whatever size bin you decide to have, and you have maybe 4 of them, and you can rotate every 2 weeks, every week, and I number them so I know what I'm pulling out and what I'm putting back in. And you can just do a mix match in each bin. You could have, a music theme, an art theme, a stuffed animal theme. Make sure you keep your child's favorite toy out all the time, though. But that really cuts down. And I found that, especially with littles, they are shocked. They don't remember that they played with this 2 weeks ago, and they're so thrilled to have this new toy.
You're
and it
right.
works for you. You don't have to spend so much time cleaning up. And the sooner you can get the kids involved in cleaning up, the better you'll be.
Yeah, we have EJ's study room and playroom, and what I did is I have all the toys that within his reach, so that he can play anytime he wants. His books he can study anytime he wants. So if whenever
Perfect.
he is in his room, then he can just stay there hours and hours, and he can just play whatever he wants. But because he's 2 years old and he is trained to put things back, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit tidy. It's not really really crazy, and
Yeah.
he can manipulate them, but it's still organized because there are boxes. Though I don't do routine boxes,
Yeah.
but I think I agree with you. I think that is if you have lots of toys,
Yeah.
and that is really really good. But AJ doesn't have so much, and so
Yeah.
it's okay
Well,
for
and
me.
that's really perfect. And then another rule is when you bring
Yeah.
one toy in, you take another toy out. And with, little kids, sometimes they might have a hard time letting go of a toy.
Hmm.
If you kind of let them know, like, this is going to go, we're going to donate this, another little boy or girl might love to play with this, and you start that out early, then they'll be used to doing that for really their entire lives. And I don't think you have to get like too crazy. So if you just have one big toy chest and you put all the toys in there, I think that's fine. I know some organizers color code Legos, and I don't spend time doing that at all.
Yeah, I've heard what you said, that there are kids that are having a hard time in letting go of their toys. But I know also mothers. They are the one who's having hard time letting go of things. They harbor things, even love letters when they were in high school.
So I have a solution to this as well. And it's something to do as your kids grow. You're going to get more and more things, trophies from sports, artwork, projects, all that kind of thing. So if you have one bin for each person in the family, and whatever memories you want to keep, those love notes, whatever it might be, you put in that bin. And once the bin's full, you can't add anything. So if you really want to add something else, you need to take something out of it. And so you can be really diligent in what is really meaningful to you and kind of make priorities about that. And it keeps, the kids, you'll be surprised. I have a lot of mothers who their kids don't play with a certain toy, but they can't let it go because it was a gift from someone or they spent a lot of money on it. And I get that. But in reality, if your child is not playing with it and they're not that fond of it, it's still, you're much better off to donate it or give it to somebody who, might really need it, use it, and love it.
Yeah, yeah, right. There was a mother earlier that commented that she cannot find anything when she tidy up.
Well,
Yes.
and I personally am organized because I'm too lazy to look for things. So once you get organized, everything has a home. So if you ask me for almost anything in my home, I can tell you exactly where it is, or it's going to be in one of two places. And that includes paperwork, medications, food, and I actually label everything. So I label my pantry and my refrigerator. So when my kids were kind of teenagers and I wanted them to help me put the groceries away, they would say, well, I don't know where that goes. So I labeled it soup, bread, snacks. So now they know exactly where everything goes, and it makes it so much easier to plan meals or to make a grocery list. And it
Yeah.
saves you money.
You're right. You're right. I think it is really helpful when you label them. If you have big closets, right? Big closets, and you don't need to open all those doors so that you will
Yes.
find where the socks are. So you can
Yes.
label even outside, right? So that you can
Oh,
just,
yes.
yeah, you will know immediately where the towels are, the socks are. I think
Yeah.
labeling it, that is a very, very good tip to label everything. Even,
Yeah. Labels are your friends. And I even label, so I have like maybe a little like toolbox for my medications, and I'll label, them pain relievers, cold and flu, supplements, that kind of thing. And, labeling things, just like you said, lets not only you, but everyone else know where everything is. And your second greatest tool to get organized are clear bins. So you
mm,
can see what is in there, because so often if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and you need to really see it. I've worked with a lot of clients who open something up and they're like, oh, I didn't even know that was in there. Every single time I organize with someone, they find something that they were looking for. I've had people find cash, a diamond ring that they had lost, a will. Yeah, and it can be something little, but to them it makes the whole thing worthwhile.
yeah, yeah, you're right. How about what can you say to those people that like small, small things in the house? They like to buy small things and then harbor and just put, those kind of decoration stuff or
Oh,
pictures, a lot of pictures frame all over. What can you
yeah.
say?
Yeah, and I love pictures too, and I believe that you should have things in your home that make you happy. That's your safe place. That's where you live. So I don't make anybody throw anything away, but we really think about it. So if, like if they're a collector of Hummels or, little piggies, if they have them in a display case and they're limiting themselves, because remember, all those things you have to clean. So it's really important that it's that important to you. When I was smaller, I collected unicorns, and it was actually hard when I became a young adult to get rid of all those. So I kept one, my favorite one. And so I have that. But I think as we grow and evolve, we kind of, our style changes or what's important to us changes. And, nowadays, I think we're coming away from materialism, and a lot of us want to live more minimalistic.
Yeah, yeah, minimalist. That's really good for us. Like we keep on traveling a lot, especially before lockdown. We just travel in Asia and here. So that's one of the reasons why we did not really have lots of toys for EJ because we cannot really carry wherever we go, and it's so hard. And when you just have suitcases, right? So we travel with just our suitcases and uh, what his toys were just educational, just books.
Mhm.
That's most of his toys. What can
Yeah,
you say to the mothers? I know the mothers. What can you say if they like to bring up toys in the kitchen?
right.
Because
Inevitably, your child wants to play where you are.
hmm,
So ideally, we have a beautiful playroom and we imagine our child will play in there all the time. But toys migrate into the living room, into the kitchen, and then they're just dropped. And I find the more toys you have, the more they're uninterested in a particular toy. I do like to set up maybe zones. So, they can play with blocks. You could have a block set in one area. Crafts could be in another area when you're in there. So if you're in the kitchen making dinner and they want to be in there with you, depending on their age, they could maybe work on a craft project while you're there, and it will help with the toys kind of being all over. But another thing is, we talked about having a home for everything. And so you can also have a temporary home. So I have a basket for everyone in the family, and ideally they put their stuff in there, and then when they go to their room, they take it back up and put it away. But, if you have people coming over all of a sudden, you have a temporary bin or basket, and you can just put things in there, and then they have to be put away later. So, my idea of organization isn't having this picture perfect showcase home or like the TV shows. I am more having a livable space where you are comfortable in, where you have a place to sit down, where you have a place to entertain people. But at the same time, having kids that are grown, those kids grow up, and soon enough, you're going to have a home free of toys. So part of me wants to say, just try to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Keep a handle on it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that somehow, because kids world is playing wherever, regardless of place, regardless of
Yeah.
wherever they are. The
I do have a tip. So for like traveling, so if you take like just a 3-ring binder, and you can download, there's a lot of ideas on Pinterest, and have a little 3-ring pocket pencil holder, and make a little car or trip or waiting binder. So if you're waiting for something or you're at a restaurant, that's something they only get to use when they're in the car or they're out somewhere, to keep their interest. And, you put a page protector on it and get some dry erase markers, and you can do different kinds of pictures. You can do different kinds of puzzles, and something small. That's a great way to kind of keep them entertained and to condense what you have, because it's all in one binder.
Yeah, right. Okay, give us tips. First is how to organize your day.
Oh, yes. Okay. So if you haven't read the book, Make Your Bed, it is a really short, great book by a retired U.S. Navy SEAL. And the best thing you can do in the morning is what I call eat the frog. Have you heard of that before?
I've heard about that book, but I haven't heard about Eat the Frog.
Okay, yeah. So I do a program about powerful productivity, and eating the frog, it was Mark Twain said it. He said, if you have to eat a frog, eat it the first thing in the morning. And if you have to eat 2 frogs, you get the biggest and ugliest one first. So a frog is different for everyone. A frog might be, making your bed, or it might be making a client call, or it might be, cleaning up something. So whatever that is, do it first thing in the morning and get it out of the way. You won't have that frog staring at you on your shoulder all day long, reminding you, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it. Then I really like having like rituals or routines in the morning. And with kids, every day is different, so you have to be flexible. But if there's any way for you to have a little bit of time to yourself in the morning, just to kind of like recenter and plan your day. And I do prefer that people plan their days or their weeks ahead of time. So I use a digital calendar, and then I print that out. And instead of making a to-do list, make your to-do list, but then put it on your schedule. So, and you have to think about your priorities too, because most of us spend more time on things that aren't getting us to our ultimate goal. It's that 20-80 rule, where 20% of what you're doing contributes to 80% of the results. Just like we wear 20% of our clothing most of the time. So having a routine is important, and then keeping a calendar and schedule, even if you have to schedule your time alone, schedule baby's naps, schedule everything. And also, as women, we tend to be people pleasers. So I encourage you to be able to say no to some things. If it doesn't promote your greater good in your family, and it takes away from things that you really want to do not be afraid to say no. It's perfectly fine. You can say it in a nice way, be direct, and focus on your priorities and the things that make you happy. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. You're right. I that's really spot on that you have to you have to make what's important for you. And I think that's beginning yourself meditation, a routine, and then like what you've mentioned about that book that make if you need to make your bed first, the very first thing, and the rest of the things will just follow because you accomplish little things, small thing first, and then other things you can accomplish later. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
and you're starting your day on a great note. Another thing that's worth mentioning is a lot of moms have trouble sleeping,
Mm,
not just because the baby's up, but because our minds are thinking about all the things we did, all the things we didn't do. It's just cluttered. So a great way to declutter your mind is to do a brain dump. And a brain
that's
dump
good.
just means that I like to do it every evening. Or you can even do it throughout the day. Everything that's coming into your mind that you're thinking about or ruminating about, you write it down on a piece of paper. That way, you know you're not going to forget about it. And then in the morning, you can reassess, was it really important, instead of spending sleepless nights about something, that you can't change. Write it down. You won't forget about it. You won't forget to do it. So dump your brain every single night. And another amazing life-changing tool is gratitude.
Yeah.
So we have Thanksgiving coming up, and I like to do a gratitude jar. So, every day, every week, everyone in the family writes down something they're grateful for. And it doesn't have to be, I got a promotion, which would be great. It could be, I had a really good cup of coffee, or the baby slept through the night. And then on Thanksgiving, we'll open it and we'll read them. And nobody has to put a name on it, but it's really interesting. Or keep a gratitude journal and write in that every morning and every evening. And I have a lot of these on the group that you're in, and they're free. And so writing these down really changes your mindset. And it's scientifically proven that gratitude will make you happier.
I think you are right. I was reading a book that is the gratitude book,
Mm-hmm.
which is really good. I'm a Christian, so I go back to what the Bible says that name them one by one, name your blessing one by one. So doesn't matter. You are right that even small thing, very small thing, and look at the positive side of everything, and you will be amazed how happy you could be.
You can't. And instead of saying, it's changing your mindset, instead of saying, I can't do this, say, how can I do this?
True.
Right. So it really does make a difference. And it's kind of like that book or the movie, The Secret, where about manifestations. And I definitely believe in that. And there'll be times, I'm a Christian as well, but there'll be times I am working with a client, something just happens perfectly with the spacing, or a bin became available, and I'll just say, oh, thank you. So when your mind can really only hold one thought at a time, I mean, it can flip between thoughts quite quickly. But so if you're filling it with the things that you're grateful for, right? There's no room for those things that
True.
are really bothering you. And again, it comes with priorities. So, I always say, especially for some moms, other moms can be really judgmental, or they might not agree with how you're doing something. You're the one that knows your child the best. So I think my favorite saying is, it's none of your business what other people think of you. And I love that. I love that. You're not living in somebody else's shoes. It doesn't matter. You have nothing proved to anybody else. If you make your family and yourself a priority, that's what matters.
Yeah, this is really golden. What my topic today. And just talking to you, just really golden. So much to learn from you. What can you say to the mothers that are really struggling with their lives, mothers, cleaning and organizing, and really getting into them? There are mothers that still really get, because it will make you depressed somehow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you said that, yeah, be gratitude, but what can you tell them? What can you encourage to the mothers? What can you say to them?
I would think kind of putting in perspective, and post-traumatic or postpartum depression is a real thing. So if you're like you might have that, there's nothing to be ashamed. It's your hormones. It's not you. It's the hormones in your body that are whacked out. And sometimes it could last a long time. So you want to seek help or talk to somebody for that. Another thing I think, belonging to your group where you have a support and a network of other moms that you can talk with and it's a safe space is very important. I also think stop putting so much pressure on yourself, So I have dogs in my home, and so I have dog hair on my couch. I vacuum. It doesn't matter. So, if you're a friend of mine and you come in, hopefully you like dogs, right? So if you have people come over and there's toys around or something, you just want to set that a priority. Nothing lasts forever. So if you're having a bad day, obviously talk to a professional if it's getting really bad, but, call a friend, and sometimes venting and talking about it helps. Post in a group, I have a program in life coaching, and it's happiness coaching. And it sounds kind of crazy, but, it actually helps you focus on the things that make you happy. But you need to forgive yourself for your bad days. We all have them, and don't let it be a cycle. Sometimes we feel anxious, depressed, or we snap at the kids and then we feel bad about it. And then it's just a cycle that goes on and on. But I always say, the baby might not sleep through the night, but they will be when they're 15 and you won't be able to wake them up in the morning. Like there's no, 15-year-olds or very few that I know of that are not potty trained unless it's a medical condition, so all these things come to pass, and we're so worried about what other people are going to think, or none of that really matters in the end. So really listing your priorities and focusing on that and what's going to get you to your life goal is the most important. I had a friend who was potty training her baby, her toddler, and she actually carried a potty around when we went to the Arboretum. And I thought, really? I mean, I can tell you, once the kids figure it out on their own time. Yeah. So I think support. Don't be afraid to ask for support. Don't be afraid to seek out things. There's a lot of free resources out there. I welcome everyone to join my Facebook group, LightMySpark, and you can go to lightmyspark.com because we really focus on that kind of things. And there's a lot of resources there too that are free, that are actually, people pay for, but I offer them to the group free. There's a life planner in there. There's a locus of control, and locus of control is basically, how do you think you're controlling your life or somebody else's? Outside, are you a victim of the outside forces, or are you the one that's kind of, taking control?
Oh, that's really interesting. So
it is.
Tell us more about your business, what you offer, what are your services, and how they can reach you. And maybe later we can post a link of your website and your Facebook group, so all the mothers there have can access to that. Okay, just tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am a professional organizer and life coach, and I am also a professional tutor. I tutor for the ACTs, which is a standardized test for college in the States. And so I work a lot with women, and like I said before, I put the connection together between a decluttered mind and a decluttered space and a decluttered day, so it's all connected. So I help women do that, whether it's virtually or within the group. I'm always happy to answer questions and provide resources. And I think every single time somebody learns something about themselves. And I learned so much. I mean, this job really does more for me, probably, because it's so fulfilling to help somebody grow. I worked with a client, one of my very first clients, and she was a young adult living at home and had, some issues with depression and anxiety. And at first, when I got there, she was terrified. She was mad at her mom for hiring me. She's not happy. So we worked together for probably about 16 hours total on her room, and she had a couple of businesses she was trying to do. And I still get a chill when I think about it. She wrote me a review and said that it was the best experience she ever had. And now she is a manager at a company, and she got married, and she'll show me a picture of her space, and it's all organized, and I'm just so proud of her, and I'm just glad I was there to kind of witness it and take the journey with her. But getting organized can really, really be life-changing.
That's really true. That's really true. Well, yeah, before before I had a baby, I think I was over organized, that according to size, according to color, according to like shape. And one of my friends, I'm a teacher by profession, and he is a teacher too. And he said, "Oh, you have a problem." I said, "What?" Because he went into my bathroom, and it's like a spa. He said,
Yeah.
I said, what? He said, "You are an OC." I said,
Yeah. Yeah.
you need to have a therapy. You need to go to professional.
Yeah, and we all have something, and for you that made you calm because that was something you could control.
Yeah, and just to just to explore, and to really see also this professional stuff. I really did. I went. I'm getting vulnerable now. I really did. I fortunately had a friend that is doing this NLP and this therapy, and then he did. And I started cooking like since we came here like a year ago. I hate kitchen. I did not like kitchen. I did not know how to cook.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he told me that the first thing that you need to do is face what you don't like. And he gave me these assignments. So he asked me to cook, and that is the thing that I really didn't like. And yeah, and it really conquered. And now I can leave the house messy. I can. I am not affected if the house is messy, and it's okay if my stuff are not really according to colors, to sizes,
Yeah.
and height. It's okay, and it's really really helpful if you just face your fear and things that you don't like, and just be brave. And like what you said, if there are mothers that are really concerned about of their lives and really struggling, then anything you can really share in this group, because this group is really safe. This is for all the mothers. We have more than 1,000 mothers here, and there are really mothers also that can relate to you or have really knowledge, wisdom, like Miss Tami, that can give you advice. So please reach out to us. And yes, you also join Tami's Facebook group. It's really, really helpful. Really helpful. And if they want to reach you,
Yeah. Just go to www.lightspark.com, and that'll give you the link. You can also look the group up on Facebook. And my webpage is Silver Lining Organizers with an S on the end.com, and you'll find links. I'm a regular on a local television show in my town, and there's a lot of video links, and I write a blog for DaytonParentMagazine.com. So there's a lot of resources that you get from joining that site. And if anyone has any questions, just shoot me a message and I will be able to point you in the right direction.
Wow, that's really awesome. That's awesome. So guys, moms, if you want to reach Tami, just she is in our Facebook group. You can send her a message. She's very visible here. Or you can send me a message and I will bridge you to Tami so you can connect with her. Thank you so much, Tami, for this really golden nuggets for so much wisdom.
Well, thank
Hopefully
you.
tomorrow.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so mothers tomorrow, it's another you, another house, and more happiness. And thank you so much for Tami. You are so,
Thank
so
you.
amazing. You're really, really great. You've helped us a lot emotionally, mentally, and as a mother. Thank you so much. And
Thank
hope
you.
you have a great day. Hope you have a great day and the rest of your night, mothers, wherever you are. And I will see you next week, guys. Bye.